What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Okay, we're coming back to Days of the New. Yes, indeed. Days of the New fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Mass Attack 27, and this is actually one of Mass Attack's 3 prioritized requests for the month of June for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Mass Attack. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Mass Attack wanted to see me do this reaction to this song by Days of the New called Enemy. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, I've heard this before. I know I've heard this before. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Days of the New Topic, okay? And the video has 154,718 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes, here we go. All right, here we go. Enemy. That's all it says. Enemy. I got Days of the New up here, so I'm going to assume I'm in the right place. Look, this is the link that I was given by Mass Attack, so if this is not the right thing, don't blame me. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Yeah. 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 Listen down, you little man, I'm not the one who's trying to change you. And if you come to understand, it'll be okay, yeah. You need to change it, you need to change it now. I'm not the one who's trying to be, I'm not the one who's trying to be your enemy. That's something you need to change, I'm not the one who's trying to be your enemy. That's something you need to change. Listen down, you little man, I'm not the one who's trying to change you. And if you come to understand, it'll be okay here. You need to change it, you need to change it. So listen down, you little man, I'm not the one who's trying to change you. And if you come to understand, it'll be okay, yeah. You need to change.
Okay, there are things I'm digging and there are things I'm not digging. The vocals. I'm digging the vocals. I'm digging the harmonies in particular. It's got that kind of southern, straight out of the bayou type of feel to the song as a whole. And the vocal style is definitely helping to support that argument. That laid back type of feel to it. Hey now kind of feel to it. Back of the throat type of feel to it. Open throat type of feel to it. And it's a good sound. It's a good tone. And it definitely helps support the style of the song. And the harmonies are really good. Now, I will say the panning they're a little distracting if I'm being honest. It's a little bit of a distraction. I could have done without those. Like starting out the song with those to start the song off, okay, fine, sure, no problem. But to have it keep going through the song, yeah, not really feeling that. Not really feeling that. I mentioned the feel of the song, having that kind of southern, like straight out of the bayou type of feel. I dig that. I do dig that feel. I wish they had used real drums. These drums are synthetic. They are definitely sampled drums. Probably through Pro Tools, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I would have preferred if they had used a real drum kit, but this is not real drums. I guarantee you. I would bet my reputation on that. I can tell because every single time they hit the snare, every time the snare sounds exactly the same. Exact. Along with the kick and along with the cymbals. They all have the exact same attack, sustain, tone, everything. There is absolutely no deviation. So I could guarantee you those are programmed drums. Like I said, probably created through Pro Tools. No problem with that. You know, creating drum, that's probably the hardest part about Pro Tools was programming the drums, man. Programming drums can take days to find the right tones and the right sounds, using the right, you know, patch banks and stuff like that. It's not easy. So I give them credit for it, but at the same time, I really wish they had used real drums. Anyway, let's keep going.
Change you. And if you come to understand, it'll be okay. Yeah, you need to change it. You need to change it now.
Yeah.
One is trying to be, I'm not the one who's trying to be your enemy. That's something you need to change. I'm not the one who's trying to be your enemy. Yeah. That's something you need to change. I'm not the one who's trying to be your enemy. That's something you need to change.
At least the yas are gone.
I went in, killing the sun. I once won. I once won. I went in,
Okay.
killing the sun. I once won. I once won. I went in, killing the sun. I once won. I once won. I went in, killing the sun.
Get a little grit on there. Get a little grit on the vocal there. That was nice. That was a nice surprise. He came in vocally in that phrase right there that we just heard. He came in strong, stronger than I've heard through the rest of the song. That was a nice little surprise. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't see that coming. So that was a nice little swerve there. It felt good. Going up into the upper register, getting a little bit of that grit and gravel in there. Not a problem with that. It sounds good. It stayed in context. Just, I don't know if that was done intentionally for effect or if he was having a little bit of a hard time getting up there, you know? But I suspect it was done for effect because he came back down and he still had the grit and growl, a little bit of that gravel in his voice. So I suspect it was done on purpose. It was not because he was straining to get up there. Yeah, the yas are gone. Thank God. They disappeared, thankfully. I'm hearing the samplings. I'm hearing the process samplings. It's not bad. Here's the thing. I can hear them. I definitely notice them, but they're not distracting from the song itself. They're just coming over the top, making their presence felt, but that's it. They're not trying to steal the show. So I have no problem with that as long as that continues and as long as it doesn't come to the forefront. Now, if that happens, I may have a problem with that because samplings and processing, I've always kind of had a love-hate relationship with. If the entire song is going to be that from start to finish, okay, fine, go ahead and do that. But if you're going to have it come in and take over a song that's doing just fine on its own without it, then I have a big problem with that. Especially when it doesn't add to the context of the song, or it doesn't add to the overall value of the song. Do I feel what's happening with those samples in the process? Do I feel like that's adding to the song at all? To be honest with you, no. But it's not subtracting from the song either. It's not giving or taking. It's just kind of very middle of the road, very a very non-factor, if you will. As long as it stays that way, I got no problem with it. Let's keep going here. Oh no. Yeah, those are back. Same song? Is this the same song? It's in the same key, but the feel's changed. This almost feels like an intro to the next song on the album. I don't know. I don't know if this is actually part of the song or not. That's weird. A little more. This is like a halftime feel. Okay. Kind of getting a vibe from the intro. Not the whole song, just the intro to Cemetery Gates from Pantera. Kind of getting that vibe a little bit, that halftime acoustic vibe. Kind of getting that a little bit. It feels good. I'm still just confused as to whether this is part of the song or this is an intro to the next song or this is the end of the album and they're going to end it, the entire album, with this. I don't know. I'm not sure. That ending. What? I'm assuming that was a lead into the next song right there. So then what was that instrumental that we heard there at the end for the last minute and a half? I'm really confused. Man, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Let me think about it. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Days of the New with Enemy. This was a request from Mass Attack 27, and this was actually one of Mass Attack's 3 prioritized requests for the month of June for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Mass Attack. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. Got a score here, and I mean, there was some thought that definitely went into this for sure. I had to really think about this, but all I did was I came back to everything that I talked about during the course of the video, during the course of the reaction. So there's not really a whole lot to say. I'm gonna try to keep this brief. I'm gonna briefly go back and hit the points I made during the reaction, just to kind of reaffirm and show you guys how I came to the score. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 7.3. Yep. 7.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, the feel of the song very I wouldn't say bluegrass, but it definitely has that straight out of the bayou type of feel. That southern type of feel to it. And it felt good. Don't get me wrong. I got no issue with it whatsoever. And I'm really glad to see that it stayed, for the most part, true to itself, and it stayed with that same feel throughout the entire song. I'm going to get back to that in a second. Vocally, very fitting for the style of the song. His vocal approach, his tone, that kind of back of the throat, open tone, that yeah type of feel to it, felt good. It felt really good. The yaz, the panning yaz. Like I said at the beginning, for the beginning of the song, to set up the song, to intro the song, to move the song into the verse, got no problem with it. But when they stayed there, it was a distraction. I was glad they left, and when they came back, I was like, oh no, they're back. But they came back for the end of the song. Now, again, I'm going to get back to that in a second. So, was it distracting? Yes, it was, but it wasn't too much of a distraction. It wasn't like, oh my God, no, they're back. No, it wasn't that. It was just like, oh God, they're back. Great. Trying to think. So it's fine. It's fine. The instrumentation on this felt really good. The guitar tones, really nice. Dug it. That acoustic sound, really dug that. I could kind of hear the bass in there a little bit. Not really. It was kind of pushed to the back, but it was there. I could tell it was there. And I never heard anything stick out, like a sore thumb, so I can only assume that the bass was fine. The drums, noticeably pro-tooled, noticeably programmed. It was not even close to being deceptive or, hidden. No, it was obvious. These were programmed drums. They sounded good. They did sound good. But I'll be honest with you, I wonder how this song would have sounded with an actual drum kit, like an analog drum kit. Set up the drum kit and have someone come in and play it. I wonder how that would have sounded. I wonder how that would have changed the score. I'll bet it might have. I'll bet it might have improved the score. Then again, I could be wrong, and it might have actually hurt the score. So, I tend to believe that an acoustic drum set would have sounded better than the programmed drums. Not that the programmed drums sounded bad. They did a fine job programming them. They did a great job selecting good tones from the sound library that Pro Tools has. God, you'd be amazed. Just look at the kick drums. Forget the snares and the toms and the cymbals. Just look at the kick drums. There's literally hundreds of different kick drums to choose from. It's amazing. No, but they did a good job on the programming. I think the tone would have been more appreciated if it had been acoustic. Okay, so here's where I'm a little confused, and I'm hoping you guys can kind of fill in the blanks for me. Since I don't know anything about this band really, and I don't know anything about this song or this album or what comes next, I can only assume that there's another song after this, after hearing the ending. Now, that last minute and 20 seconds, what was that? Was that part of this song? Or was that a lead-in to the next song? I don't know. I will say I liked it. It kind of, like I said, it kind of gave me vibes of the intro to Cemetery Gates from Pantera. It kind of gave me that vibe, that halftime feel, twangy, acoustic type of vibe to it. And I'm not knocking it at all. Like I said, I actually enjoyed that part. I'm just really confused putting it into the context of what we heard prior. Does it fit? It's a stretch, but it does fit. It does. If it hadn't gone into a halftime feel, I think it might have been better. I think it might have fit better, but I mean, I'm interpreting it as halftime. Now, look, I'm sure there's going to be people who are going to interpret that acoustic part as straight time, and that's fine. If that's how they're interpreting it, that's fine. I feel, and I was feeling it, I was like, that's halftime. That's definitely a halftime feel. It felt good. I don't know where it fits within the context of what we had heard prior. And then the last like 5 or 6 seconds, it sounded like it was about to kick into another song. So was this a gap? Was this a gap bridger? Is that what this was? Was that acoustic section, that minute and 17 seconds? Was that just a gap bridger? It could be, I don't know. It feels like it. It doesn't feel like it's part of the song, but I heard it, so I got to include it. It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt at all. The only gripe I really have about this was the sampling and the processing. Now, it's not a negative, okay? It's not a positive either. I'm just very neutral about it, which kind of makes me feel negative toward it in a way, because it is neutral. Okay, so here's my argument. You put these samples in there, you put this production in there, right? You put these processed sounds and stuff like that in there, and it's fine, but to me, it served no purpose. It didn't add to the song, it didn't detract from the song, it didn't make the song better, it didn't make it worse, but it didn't really have any effect on the song whatsoever. It was just kind of there. Which makes me wonder, if that's the case, why bother putting it in the first place? If it's not going to add to the song, why put it in? But then again, like I said, it didn't detract from the song, so I'm kind of torn on that, which gives me kind of a negative feeling toward it, because I'm like, why bother doing it in the first place? So, but like I said, did that take away from the score at all? No, it didn't. It didn't affect the score at all in any way, shape, or form. I'm just really confused by why they even bothered to do it. So, anyway, no, look, it's a really good song. It's a really good song. It was well made, well produced, easy to follow along with. I like the feel. I like the approach of it. So, 7.3 is where we're at. 7.3 is where we're going to stay. So, 7.3, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope that was something to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.